Hi everyone. So today I'm doing a video exposing the lies of Marty Rathbun. Now, if you're not familiar, Marty Rathbun was a former high-up executive inside the Church of Scientology. He was the Inspector General of RTC. And Marty Rathbun recently appeared in the film My Scientology Movie, which was a BBC production that was put on by Louis Theroux. And I also appeared in the film. I tell my personal story, and then I was asked by Louis in the production if I'd be willing to play a member in their reenactment scenes of The Hole, which is a Scientology prison that was out in the desert for like their executives. So I agreed to perform in the scene. Now, Marty Rathbun yesterday, he posted a blog totally tearing apart the film, tearing apart Louis Theroux, tearing apart the BBC and the producer, Simon Chin. He throws them under the bus. And he also is saying that the production was like some sort of Hollywood tabloid fluff piece in regards to these reenactment scenes. And if you are not familiar with what Marty said, you can easily find it on the internet. I'd recommend going to Tony Ortega's blog. He did a story about it yesterday, kind of starting to debunk the lies. But I have to speak my piece because I feel like I was there. I know it really happened. And Marty's trying to rewrite history. So this is the truth on what actually happened on set of My Scientology Movie. Now, first of all, it's not unfamiliar territory for Marty Rathbun to play the victim. He played the victim when he left Scientology, even though his hands were covered in blood. And now that he wasn't portrayed so well in My Scientology Movie, he decides to play the victim and try to throw the production under the bus. Now, he also trashed Ron Miscavige's book the other day as well. So people have been kind of wondering, like, what's going on with Marty? And I'm here to tell you what happened back in 2014 when we filmed My Scientology Movie. So on the day of the reenactment scenes, there was 15 other actors who were cast. Now, these other actors didn't have any previous involvement inside the Church of Scientology. I was the only one besides Marty on set that day that had any Scientology history, background, or understanding of the church. So to start off the day, Marty and Louis got all the actors together, and we were all on the soundstage. We were all in the actual set of The Hole. So we're sitting there in like the little prison area, and Marty was like briefing us, so to speak, in Scientology terms. He was briefing us and telling us everything that happened in The Hole in graphic detail, the life or death stakes of these executives that they're basically fighting for their lives. They're being thrown on the floor, punched by Miscavige, licking the floor, and being tortured within the hole. So Marty Rathbun is answering questions, and he's describing in graphic detail about what it takes to be in the hole. So as we would perform in the hole, it would be an accurate depiction. Now Marty wants to pretend like he didn't have like a creative or a directorial part in this film. I have emails that I can link below that state Marty Rathbun is directing the scenes. Marty said that he tried to provide a script and it wasn't up to, you know, the standards of the BBC because it wasn't like dramatic enough, or it wasn't what they had in mind for the film. But in the emails that we received, it says that's going to be used as a guideline, and then it's going to be an improvised scene where we make up as we go along. And Marty's going to be there off camera directing the scene. So I don't know what you want us to say about that, Marty, because the proof is in the pudding. I have the emails, and I have the script that you wrote. Now, reviewing the script that you wrote combined with when I saw the film at the Tribeca Film Festival a few months ago, it's hand in hand. It's basically exactly Marty's vision. He uses graphic language, cursing, everything in real graphic detail. And who is there giving us line readings, telling us what to say, our behavior? Marty. He'd be off camera. Cut. That's it. We got the take. Okay, moving on. We don't need another one. So Marty was there directing, but he wants to pretend like he had no involvement in that. Now, in regards to Andrew Perez, who was the actor who played David Miscavige, Marty basically said on his blog that he was like forced to spend time with him, and basically Marty was saying that Andrew's portrayal of David Miscavige was actually a portrayal of Marty, that Marty was infusing his own behaviors onto Andrew Perez. And that it's not really Miscavige, like he's defending Miscavige. It's not really Miscavige. It's more like I was portraying my own behaviors on Andrew Perez and he was acting out me more than he was acting out Miscavige, which is totally BS. Because there are many executives inside the Church of Scientology who have left, who have worked with David Miscavige. I haven't. So maybe my testimony of saying, oh, it's definitely a portrayal of David Miscavige, I can't really say that, but others have, and others who have seen the film have said that this is a portrayal of David Miscavige. So I don't know why Marty's going back on his word, because when the film debuted in London, Marty wrote a letter, and he said that he was happy with the film and that everything was A-okay. And again, you can look up the question and answer at the London film premiere, and you will hear Marty's letter. So, in terms of Marty's behavior on set, he was acting like the Inspector General RTC. Marty still is on his high horse. He was blowing up at the crew, to Louis, to the director. It was embarrassing. He was throwing temper tantrums. It was totally unprofessional for someone who's being a part of this production. He's part of the cast and the crew, and he's acting like a child. He was threatening them. He was saying like he's not going to film anymore and that they should just pull the plug on this whole production. He was, controlling to the other actors and to the other crew members. So it was just totally disgusting how Marty Rathbun was acting. Now, during filming, Louis Theroux and Marty started getting into this fight, and all the other actors were kind of like uncomfortable. They would try to say something like some of the other actors to try to, put some peace between Marty and Louis, because Marty was about to storm off. He wanted nothing more to do with this production. He was done. He just wanted to forget about Scientology. He told me he was never going to talk to the press again, that basically Louis is asking naive questions over and over again, trying to get a response out of him. And I don't believe that. I believe that Louis is just trying to get a better understanding, and that's how Louis is. He's going to ask a lot of different questions, 5 or 6 different ways to try to understand the story better. That's Louis Theroux. Louis is an excellent journalist. He's respected, and Marty was trying to throw a wrench into his production when he's already committed to this project. So they're fighting, going back and forth with each other. Marty's playing the victim, pretending that he was baited into this and he's just being used for like the sick profit of the BBC, whatever. And I start to try to interject, and I'm saying, Louis, Marty, you guys are on the same team. We're all trying to make this film together, and we're all trying to educate the public about the abuses within the Church of Scientology. So it doesn't make any sense that you guys are fighting with each other. Let's work together to make a great film. When Marty was basically saying no one's gonna, see this film because it's not gonna go through like the legal process, and yeah, people are now seeing it, Marty. Marty's just basically saying, you're not going to go forward with this production, and this isn't actually going to happen, so I'm just wasting my time. So I end up going in the middle, and I'm interjecting, and I'm trying to put a little bit of peace between Marty and Louis, as someone who's been inside the church, but is also, a part of this production. I'm just trying to, do the best I can to keep things moving along. So, Andrew Perez does his huge blow-up scene, which is in the film, and it's electrifying. It was scary. I don't want to say scared for my life, because I know that it's an acting scene, but I was physically thrown to the ground as an executive, you know, playing an executive of the Church of Scientology. I was thrown to the ground by this actor. He was, you know, flicking ashes off his cigarette at people. He was pushing people up against the wall, screaming, spitting at them, making them lick the floor. So Marty was there directing the scene, and he's off in the corner like this. Like, that's Marty. Like, if I had to do a recreation of what Marty was like. Okay, cut. You nailed it, kid. It was that level of Marty's, that's like Marty's level. I have the emails, Marty. I have the emails that go back that have your script, that talk about you directing, that detail everything about the production. So I think it's kind of interesting that you're trying to tell a different story on your blog and to your followers, as if you weren't involved on a directorial level during the scene. Now, I also found an email that has sketches of the whole scene. So Marty's obviously have seen these. He's written the script that was the guideline that we were to follow for filming the whole. So I don't know what Marty Rathbun's talking about and throwing down the film. He basically created this film. This is basically almost like a Marty Rathbun production, not denouncing anything that the BBC did, that Louis Theroux did, that Simon Shin, John Dower. You guys are amazing. You guys did an excellent film. And I mean, to be honest, Louis asked me, and he said, you know, like, what do you think, like, in terms of how I portrayed Marty? Like, were we too hard on him, or what do you think? And I said, you know what, you portrayed Marty exactly how Marty is, and you guys won't know until you've seen the film. And if you've seen the film, comment below. I welcome all your comments, and we can have an interesting debate on this. But to be honest, the facts are the facts. Marty Rathbun was a part of this film, and creating and drilling and teaching us and giving us line readings and all of that. And not only that, Marty Rathbun made an embarrassment of himself when he was arguing with Louis and when he was having his little temper tantrums like a child. And I wasn't going to speak out. I wasn't going to say anything. But when he's trying to tell a whole different story, I feel like it's my responsibility to tell the truth. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.